What's up, everybody? This is Showtime's Fight Forum. I'm your boy Showtime, and as always, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, follow me on all social medias at Showtime Sanders. And let's get right into it, y'all. Y'all already know it's all things fights, and we just had a big pay-per-view drop, UFC 272. All right, the grudge match, Jorge versus Colby Covington. Now, my picks, I was over 500, which is good. I was 4-3, so I mean, I did have a winning record. However, my picks were trash. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I'm gonna break down the fights, how I see it going. I mean, how I saw it, how I scored it, and then also what's next for the guys and ladies who fought. But yeah, I'm just disappointed in how my picks, to be honest with you. There were certain things that I thought how the fights would go, and it was just completely wrong. And I mean, you're gonna have those days. You're gonna have good days, you're gonna have bad days. I was 4-3, so it's not like I was 0-7. Yet still, I thought I was trash. So let's talk about the first fight. First fight was Lamar Madoff versus Brian Keller. And I already said this before. Brian is a very game opponent. He's been in the ring with, been in the octagon with some of the best, like John Lineker, to name one of a bunch. But he's been in the UFC for a while. He's a tested vet. He's not elite whatsoever. However, he's still a dangerous opponent. And I mean, Umar just railroaded him. I mean, he did everything he needed to do, but he made it look easy, made it look simple, and we have a contender. Simple and plain, guys. He's gonna be the real deal. I mean, you have a Lamar Madoff that can strike, but then he still has the wrestling in the aspect of choking you out. The guy's gonna be very, very tough to beat. Obviously, I can't wait to see him fight again and against tougher competition. That was kind of an easier one, which is why, once again, some of these picks I made were very easy picks for me. So I don't really even take credit. In my opinion, I really think I may have been 4-3. I really like to say I was 2-3 because 2 fights I really thought was just pretty simple. It was like, all right, you knew that person was gonna win. That was one of them. The next fight, I actually think I was wrong, but I was right. And that is Marina Rodriguez fighting Jan. I was right in the aspect of, I did say, when it comes to quickness, Jan is the better fighter. Is the quicker fighter. And we saw that completely throughout that fight. Jan was picking her apart. Literally hitting her, darting out. Hitting her, darting out. Jan was confused. Marina was confused, especially that first period, man. That first period was not a good period for her. She was warming up, you could see, but she was just way too slow. She was way out of range. She's the lankier fighter, but yet still, it didn't matter. She was too slow. Simple and plain. Second round, first round was easily Jan's. The second round was close. I still scored it for Jan. I thought Jan was still active. Thought she was still landing the better shot more. I just felt like she was the better fighter in that second round. It was close though. So I'm not super against the decision. I don't agree with it, but I'm not one of those people that's just like, oh my God, I can't believe she. Second was close. However, I did have Jan winning the second round. Third round, I thought it was easily Marina's best round. Marina actually started to close the distance, started fighting inside the box, and that's when she was getting the best of the shots, which is crazy to think, because she's like the lankier fighter. And she likes to fight long, but in the pocket, that's where she had her best success. Jan was getting tired, and it just furthers my point of, I really wish that was a 5-round fight. Granted, it was not a guaranteed #1 contender fight, but we all know the winner is eventually gonna fight Rose or Carla, whoever wins that fight. However, it didn't really matter. I always feel like #1 contender fights should always be 5-round fights. And this fight should have been 5 rounds. I think if it was 5 rounds, 100% Marina would have won, and honestly, then she would have got the stoppage, because Jan started to get a little tired, and she started to get a lot more slow, and Marina picked up the pace a little bit. And I like Marina's cardio. She can fight. She's a 5-round fighter. Because once again, I said she's not much of a power puncher. She's not that quick. She don't have that quick twitch muscle. So people like that's very volume oriented, that is real crisp in their striking, people like that can last 5 rounds pretty easily. So the more that fight would have picked up, the more I see Marina getting to that stoppage that I predicted. But in a 3-round fight, I don't know why I said that. I was just being blasphemous. It was dumb. Yet still, I was right, but I felt like I was really wrong when I watched the fight. Now, technically 2-0 right now. I'm feeling good. Let's get it. Then we got Greg Hart. Oh, and I was supposed to be saying what's next for people. I'm sorry. Simple plain Umar, step in competition. I really don't have a Forso name right now, but I can tell you, like, I hate that there's like a lot of featherweights, but they're all like kind of Russian, because you got Zabit, but then again, like he hasn't fought in like 2-3 years. And I also think they're kind of related, so I don't necessarily know if they would want to fight each other anyways. But there's a lot of dogs at 145 that you can literally just throw out there. Like you can really, I mean, there's just so many. Like, when I'm really thinking about it, like you could really throw out so many names in the hat. But the guy's ready for a top 15 opponent. I don't really think we need to wait. Why so, bro? Just go ahead and throw him in now. Marina, I think title shot. Whoever's the winner between Carla and Rose, I think that needs to be the next fight after that. Unless it's a close fight, you want to do a rematch, which I hope doesn't happen. But it should be Marina versus the winner. If not, then Joanna. Easy 5-round fight. They need to fight it out. I don't really agree with that. I don't think it should happen because I want to see Marina get a shot because it's a new name, new blood. And I think if they do fight, Joanna probably will win. At 5 rounds, she's still quick. We don't know if the motivation is there, but we know the skill is there. Jan, this is tough, man. It's 2 losses in a row. I don't really know what's next. He's back to the drawing board for real. I mean, maybe fight Nunes. Like fight Nina Nunes maybe, and see how that goes. If Nunes is still fighting, I don't really know. She hasn't fought since that terrible beating by McKenzie, but I think that could be a possible matchup. If not, then fight McKenzie Dern maybe. I don't know if McKenzie got a fight booked yet, but that could also be a fun fight, and I think that's a winnable fight for Jan. But Jan has some options, so we'll see how that goes. But that's more so where my head's at right now. Now, let's go to the main card. Greg Hardy versus Sergey Spivak. I put way too much faith in Greg Hardy. It's out. It's over. There's no growth. As a striker, he's very intimidating. He's very, very tough to beat. However, when it comes to the ground game, it's just levels, and he hasn't progressed. And I can't be that frustrated at these guys because, I mean, I grew up being a grappler, and I know how hard it is to develop your grappling, but there's just no growth. And for a person that's as athletic as Greg Hardy, because Greg Hardy is an athlete, elite, one of the best athletes in UFC heavyweights history. He is up there. Because Greg, you gotta think, man, all-pro football player. This guy was a freak athlete in the NFL. Guy was very fast, very big, quick. That's not easy for a guy that literally weighs like almost 300. Well, actually, he does weigh 300 pounds. It's not that easy. Not that easy. So, he is a freak athlete, and yet still, you would think that he would be able to adjust, just like Jose. Jose is a freak athlete. He didn't grow up being a wrestler, but this guy out-wrestles wrestlers who's been wrestling their whole entire life. Because he's a freak athlete. So I expect this, not the exact same, because Jose is just another level. However, I did expect a growth when it comes to, being able to hip into people, being able to fight underhooks, keep space away, keep the hips away. It didn't work. Sergey was smart. Hip tossed him, and then on the ground, he's just a fish. Just levels, and he's far, far beneath. I was completely wrong. I honestly should have docked myself 2 points for that terrible prediction. But Greg Hardy, you're out. Like you need to be cut. You need to go to another organization. If you're gonna continue to fight, you are getting older. But if you are gonna fight again, sorry, bro, but it's not gonna be in the UFC. You gotta move on. Sergey, I mean, I guess fight somebody in the top 15. I mean, there's a bunch of different names. Still not the most impressed with the guy. The guy they just come off a loss to. The heavyweight division is still in shambles. And I mean, it is what it is. But I was completely wrong about that. I'll eat crow. I'm stupid. I was just being a Panther fan. I was wrong. Ugh. Now, the next fight, I was right about. And that was Kevin Holland versus, Charles, against Alex Oliveira, aka Cowboy. I was right. However, I felt like I was close to being wrong. I didn't see Oliveira. Oliveira came out like good. Like the takedowns, the mat returns, the striking, all was great in the first round. However, everybody knows when it comes to Kevin Holland, he's a skinny guy, but that man he packs a punch. And he just needs to land one big shot, and that's what he did. Night, and Oliveira, his UFC career should be done. And now Kevin Holland, I'm gonna be honest with you, like I'm a little disappointed in that performance. I mean, your takedown defense and your mat returns, I mean, getting mat returns so many times about 170 pounder, really I wasn't impressed, to be honest with you. Like I expected more dominance, and it wasn't a dominant showing at all. You felt like you was like had your feet in mud. I'm gonna give you a pass. I'm gonna see how you look in your next fight at 170, but you look better at 185 from what I see. So, but like I said, we will see. There's a lot of wrestlers at 170, so it just makes me think if Alex, who's a good grappler, but he's not elite, is able to take you down and also be able to, not pick you apart on the feet, but have the advantage on the feet. It's hard for me to see you stacking up with the elite of 170 because there's a lot of good wrestlers there. Now, let's go ahead to not the co-main, but the fight after that. And this is another one where I was completely wrong. And that is Bryce Mitchell versus Edison Barboza. I'm probably never going to bet on Edison Barboza ever again. Edison Barboza, you're disappointing. I can't believe you performed like that. How is it that you're so athletic, you're so good at one aspect, but you continue to still be stuck on bottom? Like, it's one of those things where people just want to say, what's the grapplers he's fighting? Yes, you can say that, because Khabib's a different beast. Kevin Lee's a different beast, like when it comes to the ground game. I get it. Bryce Mitchell is very good. He's very strong. I'm not even going to take away credit. However, there is a way of trying to get up from bottom. Because guess what? If you're closing your guard and you're against the fence, you're going to lose. What are you doing? You're not even going for submissions. You're not trying to wall walk. You're not trying to create space. That's where I can't give the people on top that much credit, because you're not doing anything. So you're helping making their job easier. They're just picking you apart. And then even on the feet, you got rocked by Bryce because you were worried about the takedown. Well, guess what? You're so worried about takedown, maybe don't throw so many leg kicks. Maybe. Oh no, maybe. But I was completely disappointed in Edison Barboza. He's just such a wishy-washy fighter to me, man. It's like some days he looks amazing, then the next fight he just looks terrible. Bryce made him look very bad. Bryce looked good. I mean, there's not really much more to say. Bryce is a tough competitor at what he does. I do think that he's had favorable matchups. I don't think this was a favorable one. I thought this was actually a very tough one for him. But beforehand, he had a very favorable matchups. This one I thought was tough, but he folded. And Bryce is a good reason why. Am I still high on Bryce? No, I'm not as high as everybody else is. Good kid, dope. Love the fact that he's a Christian like me, but I'm just not feeling him like everybody else is. I think once he gets to the lead and that takedown is gonna stop. Like, his takedowns aren't anything special. It's not like a Russian like or Khabib like where it's undeniable. He's gonna get it. Bryce is eventually gonna meet his matchup when it comes to that. And then when it comes to standing warfare, he's gonna get pieced up bad, very bad. So I mean, what's next? I mean, you can go plenty of different ways. I mean, maybe fight Giga. I mean, who knows? Maybe just finished Edison, and then, obviously Giga just got punished. I don't know. Giga might not fight for a while because of that beat he took. But I mean, if not him, I mean, maybe Zabit. I don't know. I mean, there's so much talent in that division, so there's so many different options. So I don't necessarily know the best one, but I would love to see Zabit come back. I need you to fight, bro. If not, maybe Yair Rodriguez. If he's up for another fight, I think that's a very tough matchup. However, the wrestling might favor him as well. But yeah, like I said, I think there's some names out there at 145 that can be out there for Bryce. We shall see though. Now let's go to the co-main event. RDA versus Renato. I was very disappointed in RDA. Keep it a stack. RDA didn't look that good. He was getting pieced up on the feet. And that's not to say Renato's not a good fighter. He is. But from a guy that's RDA, I expect him, one, to get the finish. He almost did, but he still didn't seal the deal. And then afterwards, in the 5th round, bro, you were getting pieced the hell up. I don't know if you were tired, but bro, he came in on short notice. Why is he looking fresher in the 5th round than you are? You're getting picked apart on the feet. You got caught with a bunch of shots throughout the fight that I was just like, all right, this is a little bit of a cause for concern. So if I had to grade it, I would think that's a C+. I mean, B-. I think that RDA, for the person that we expect, should have honestly got the finish. Renato fought a very good fight, but I mean, yo, come on, man. You got to get those finishes. So, who I want to see him fight next? I mean, bro, fight Conor. I would love to see you fight Conor. That fight should have been made years ago and you had to pull out because you were hurt. Now you're not hurt. Conor's coming off an injury. Let's see the fight. I think that's a winnable fight for both men. It's a great fight for Conor to get his feet back in. But if Conor's not going to get a title shot, which he shouldn't, he should fight RDA. He's not going to fight Nate. He shouldn't fight Dustin again. So I would say RDA. Just get it. Now Now the main event of the evening is another fight I was completely wrong on. Completely wrong. And that was Jorge versus Colby. And to be honest with you, it wasn't a hot take, but it was just me trying to think outside the box. Everybody was going with Colby. There's a reason why everybody was going with Colby. Colby is a wrestling demon. This guy is the cardio demon. And Jorge, well, I've said this before. I said it in the last video. Jorge wears out. He gets tired easily. Not even easily, but you can wear on him and you get him tired. And once he gets tired, he still has that power, but he's not gonna really do too much. And Colby fought a decent fight. I do think I was actually shocked at like, you know, some of the struggles that Colby did have with Jorge. Thought the wrestling was gonna come a little bit easier than it did, and then it started to form a little bit. But then when he didn't get the takedowns, it was what you expected. Jorge was like hurting him. And then we already saw when he got dropped. And people want to get mad at Jorge for not doing the Nate Diaz route, trying to finish him. Y'all don't understand how tired Jorge was. Jorge was gassed. Like, in that time when he hurt him, he was like, bro, I want to go for the finish, but I'm about to be throwing nothing. If you notice, after they started winging punches, he wasn't throwing roll combinations. He had no energy. So I expected that. When once he dropped, I was like, oh, well, that didn't flash KO him. It's over. Colby's going to survive. Colby's too tough. And at the end of the day, Colby's a dog. We already knew this. He's tough. Jorge's good, but you know, there's levels to this. Jorge, I don't want to disrespect him. I call him a journeyman, but in reality, he's not that elite. I've been saying that for years. He's really not. He's got a good skin, but he's not an elite fighter. Colby is an elite fighter. So yeah, he has the threat of a knockout, and we saw it, but it was what should have happened, basically. What's next? Colby, I mean, bro, you gotta make a decision what you really want. You can say Dustin's not interested in fighting you. So what are you really gonna do? You're gonna keep the shtick up, but where are you going? 185? I would love to see that. Are you gonna stay at 170? If so, like, sure. But you're a long time, because there's new competitors coming at 170. So you're gonna have to clear, you're gonna have to win like 4 fights in a row to even get mentioned with Usman. Unless obviously Usman loses, then you're right back in the title hunt. But that's good luck. We don't know when that's happening. So yeah, like, it's hard to really guess with them. And you can sit here and say, well, he could fight Leon if Leon loses to Usman. Or are we gonna sit here and put him up against the winner of Chimaev versus Gilbert Burns? Is he gonna fight Vicente Luque? If, Vicente Luque, fight the winner between Vicente Luque and Bilal Muhammad? There's ways for him to go, and I would love to see him fight the winners of any of those, or the loser if Leon loses, because I think that would be a tough matchup for him. But yeah, that's basically what I got for that. Jorge, you need a win. That's the first thing. You need to get a win. You lost, what, 3 in a row now? Or I don't, is it 3 in a row? I think it's like 3 in a row. If it's not 3 in a row, you're like 1-3, 1-2 or whatever. Yes, you're definitely 1-3 if you're not 0-3. Yet and still, you need to get it back in the win column. Your title hunt is officially over. You're never getting a title shot again. I would have guessed that anyways, but you're definitely not now. So now it's just money fights. Just try to find people that you can make good money with. If not, retire and go try to fight Jake Paul. But yeah, that's pretty much it for you. I love Jorge. I love to watch him fight, but you're older. You're 37, past your prime. It's time to call it a wrap. Yeah, you made good money, so do what you gotta do, bro. But that is my picks. That is my picks, or not my picks, my breakdown for UFC 272. Thought it was a good card. Some of these cards, 273 should be a very good card. 274, what the heck are we talking about? What was that? What is that? I hope it changes, because that is not worth $75. It's not even worth a free card. So the only card I'm in fight in there that's worth the main card is the main event. Everything else sucks. So they gotta fix that. But I wanna know what you guys think. What is next for all these fighters? What do you think? Do you think there was a robbery with Marina Rodriguez versus Yan? And just talk to me, man. I'm just here. I'm here to entertain y'all. So let me know. But as always, thank you guys. Subscribe, like, comment, and all that good stuff. It's a Showtime fight form. Make sure y'all be blessed.